16-1 for Patchy Mix, 19-2 for Magomed Magomedov. These are two of the best bantamweights in the world.
All right, gentlemen, think the rules in the locker room. Once me and my commanders a little time, want to take yourselves a little time. Touch gloves, good job. Got your quarters, good luck.
Who will be the first to book passage to the Bellator Bantamweight World Grand Prix Final? Patchy Mix with 8 first-round finishes, looking to win his 4th straight. Magomed Magomedov. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt with 9 of his 19 victories coming via submission, including in his last fight. So we had Mix vanquishing a former bantamweight belt holder here in Bellator, Noriguchi, and Magomedov submitting Enrique Barzola. Number 2 Mix versus number 4 Magomedov. And of course, Mix the biggest of the remaining competitors in the field, physically speaking, John.
Physically speaking, for a bantamweight, he is huge, super tall, very long reach for a bantamweight. But Magomed's not far behind. Different types of physiques, but watch out for the spinning attacks and the speed of Magomedov. He is quick when he decides to go.
Mix told us that it's simple. He wants to dominate him and finish, looking to impose his will and skill. Cut off Magomedov, hunt him down, and, well, if he had his druthers, there's a reason he's called the human backpack. And as has been discussed throughout the night, Magomedov has a habit of giving up his back in almost every one of his fights.
That's one of the keys to this, because that's why the whole thing has got to scramble to the top, because if he ends up underneath, I know he's going to give his back, and that is not a good thing and not something you should do with Patchy Mix.
Good striking from Magomedov. They're able to curl the left hook around Mix's guard and then go to the sternum with the jab.
Mix is doing a very nice job of sticking that jab in the middle of Magomedov's face. He just keeps on going back to it. There he goes again.
Aggressive Magomedov, however, coming forward, landed a body kick as well. There's Mix, though, walking him down, landing the 1-2 from the southpaw stance.
More of the jab is something in MMA. It is so underutilized by so many fighters, and it can be so effective in the fight. Magomed's having a lot of trouble with the length of Patchy Mix right now. He's trying to figure the way, the solution to get inside to land his shots.
And Mix just hammering well. There's Magomedov catching Mix's kick. Magomedov looking to deliver the takedown. Mix attacking the neck.
But he doesn't have it. It's on the wrong side of that. He's trying to get the leg over. There he goes. He comes out on top. And that's where Magomed needs to be very careful. Now it's tight.
Magomed Magomedov has never been finished.
Patchy needs to be very careful about straining his arms here. If you have it, go for it. If you don't, come out on top right here, let go of it, and maintain the position.
Mix hunting for his 10th submission win. 3 of them have been via guillotine choke. Last one came New Year's Eve 2019 in Japan against Yuki Motoya. And we will, of course, be calling New Year's Eve extravaganza from the Saitama Super Arena. Team Bellator versus Team Ryzen from Saitama Super Arena. Mix now working diligently from north-south.
He's taking his time. He knows where he's at with the position. He's just taking his time, looking to say, do I go for an anaconda? That's what he's really looking at, and deciding, no, right now I don't have it.
And Magomed Magomedov returning to his feet. 1.5 minutes left in the first, schedule for 5 5-minute rounds. Mix training out of Extreme Couture under the tutelage of MMA vet Jake Shields. Magomed Magomedov, Dagestan Fighter Club, has also been a member of the school of Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, the late patriarch, the father of the legendary Habib Nurmagomedov, and now again sprawling here north-south. Mix putting his weight on Magomedov.
Magomedov needs to be careful with that right arm. Right now, Mix is almost past, and he can take the back. It's going to snap him down and swing around to the back, and he gets past that arm. This right arm right here has a lot of emphasis right now for Magomed.
30 seconds left in the opening round. A knee to the midsection as they separate. Patchy Mix with a strong opening round. Lead left hook just glances off the face of Mix by Magomedov. But Magomedov has to go back to the drawing board here after the first round. Good start for Patchy Mix. And for Magomed Magomedov, I talked about going back to the drawing board. He 1 for 3 in the takedown department.
Okay, ready?
20 to 5. He was, outlanded by, only landed 5 strikes according to our stats. So what adjustments does he already need to make here in round 2, John?
Well, he needs to make a lot, because with his hands, he hasn't really hit anything. He's hit a couple of kicks, so those are counting as strikes, but they've been very low impact kicks, not a whole lot on him, nothing as far as damage. Magomed's got to figure out he's having a problem with the leg to Patchy Mix. See right there, he lunges in.
Body kick.
Nice kick there, but he lunges in trying to get into that space. But again, you get into this grappling situation, and so far, he's come out second best in the grappling situations too, so he's going to have to figure out a route. He's taken away all of his spinning attacks. Normally, he's going after his opponents with a lot of spinning attacks. Nothing, because he doesn't want Patchy Mix to take his back.
Magomedov trying to navigate his way in, overcome the reach advantage of Patchy Mix.
Nice high kick by Mix. Notice that Patchy keeps on with the parrying hand of Magomedov, that left hand. He keeps on slapping it down, slapping down and trying to come over the top.
Although Magomedov was able to sneak one over the top, you're right, for the most part, Mix has been able to stymie the attack. Again, Patchy Mix's lone defeat was in a battle against Juan Archuleta for the vacant Bellator Bantamweight Championship at Bellator 246 back in September of 2020. Since then has reeled off 3 consecutive wins. And there's a knee to the midsection of Magomedov.
Very nice knee. One of the things that Magomedov is looking to utilize in this fight is conditioning, and he thinks that he can out-condition and push Patchy Mix.
Oh, and there's good timing by Magomedov. Mix goes for the low kick, entry, takedown, but what a reversal by Mix.
This is the whole point, man. You got to end up in the top position. His head's down. Patchy keeps on reaching through. He gets the reversal. Now he's in a good choke.
Protects you.
Very nice, and he's got that leg. That is going to keep him with his head bent. Not an easy position to be in. Patchy needs to hold on to his arm right there. Keep that leg. That choke will work.
Patchy Mix has put Magomedov to sleep. Mamma mia! The Patchy Mix Express continues rolling in the Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Takes on a former Bellator champion in Kyoji Haraguchi, and now becomes the first fighter to finish Magomedov. Patchy Mix en fuego.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the guillotine choke brings it to a conclusion officially. 2 minutes, 39 seconds into round number 2. Now earning his place in the finals of the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix, Patchy Magomedov.
Big John McCarthy about to talk to the first finalist of the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix.
I'm here with your winner, Patchy Mix. Patchy, that was as good a performance as you could have put on. Your stand-up was outstanding. Your jab was giving him problems. Your length was giving him problems. And your grappling, every time he decided to try to take you down, you changed the position and you put him in danger.
So credit to all my training partners, Harry St. Ledger, Extreme Couture, my boy Kobe Fair out there, freaking everybody out there, you know, my girl Tatiana, everybody that I train with, all my training partners. I got so many from Extreme Couture that you know, it's a testament to them. 10 weeks of hard work, man. Me and my man Kobe got after it this camp, you know.
I'll tell you what, you just took out a guy that everyone knows how good he is. This puts you in the finals of the World Bantamweight Grand Prix and puts you in a position to win $1 million on top of what you already make. How does that make you feel?
This brings me down to earth, man. You know, I feel normal right now. This is the position I should be. I wasted my first title opportunity. You know, I was just a little inexperienced. I was a little immature, man. Now I'm older, I'm wiser, and I'm doing the right thing. So I'm training to be a world champion, and I'm expecting the results. You know, major shout out to my team, but you best assure I'm coming for that fucking title.
Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet, give it up for No Love, Patchy Mix.
Let's go.
Magomed Magomedov, Patchy Mix, tail of the tape for this championship bout. Mix is 30, Magomedov is 32. You can see Mix the taller fighter. That was a factor in their first meeting. The reach advantage definitely forced some of the action from Magomedov that led to the takedown attempt and the technical submission victory for Patchy Mix. Magomedov in the whites, Patchy Mix in the black.
Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? Fight!
Touch of the glove, southpaw stance for Mix.
There's that lead hand battle that I was talking about. If you can keep patting that lead hand down and working over the lead shoulder, it can really frustrate Magomedov. Beautiful inside low kick as well, establishing those long-range techniques immediately.
Both men use the rear leg twice. Patchy then goes to the lead leg, switching into stances for different looks. Magomed Magomedov.
Patchy tries to snipe with that straight left. Lovely work on the inside leg again. That's really causing problems already for Magomed, destabilizing his base every time it lands.
Leaping hook misses there for Magomedov. I mean, on paper, you look at Patchy Mix's results, and there's a lot of submissions. He indexes very heavily on the grappling side finish-wise, but his striking sets it up a lot of times.
Nice little blitz with a switch stance there from Magomed. Oh, that one got through.
Cracked right off the side of Magomedov's head, frozen for a moment. Tatiana Suarez, newly engaged to Patchy Mix in front of the Eiffel Tower.
And we have to constantly question, is Magomedov comfortable? When you see him switching his stances, when you see him taking one to the head, sooner or later we assume he's going to change elevation, go for the shot, but Patchy Mix is waiting for it.
You can see the redness on the side of Magomed's head from that short right hook, and that was a beautiful slicing jab down the center line. Patchy Mix looking very sharp here. And there's the Stotts knee that we've seen before.
He just missed it this time. Oblique kick, trying to attack that lead leg. Not a favorable trade on that exchange. Not for Patchy Mix, at least.
That's Smith. Go, yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Little eye poke question. Keith Peterson says no, that was the fist.
You see Patchy constantly patting down that lead hand. Nice footwork.
Good combination there on the exit for Magomedov. He tried the knee right up to the midsection, and then a right and a left.
Magomed's just not quite as loose as Patchy Mix. Every time he throws a shot, you can see the tension behind it. There's a little bit of nerves and anxiety there, it feels like, whereas Patchy, he's cruising right now. You can see how loose he is, throwing his long-range shots.
Yes, and perhaps Magomedov isn't going to get frustrated and go for that takedown. Perhaps he is committed to this kind of a style, and you can see where that would get a guy frustrated when you're not winning the battle.
that Magomed is doing. That's very smart work. But that inside low kick is going to destabilize that base and take away some of the movement as well as the level changes.
Oh! Nasty left hand from Magomedov. Stuns Patchy Mix. And the right hands to follow. Mix is in trouble as another one lands. Was that a mistake, Chael, to go chest to chest?
Yes. He got what he was looking for, which was to hurt him. In a standard fight, Magomedov would hurt you, close the distance, and take you down. In this fight, I believe he's committed to staying on his feet. So yes, it was a habit, Sean, that he did not want to do.
And that's going to give Magomed some real confidence as well.
Mix appears to have recovered. There's that jousting jab again. It's landed 3 or 4 times in this first round. We're inside of 1 minute now. It started as a knee. It looked like Mix was going to extend that leg on a kick, but blocked by Magomedov. More success from the jab for Patrick Mix. Body kick attempt again.
The fact that Magomed is stepping through ranges, he's very, very Gennady Golovkin style. It's called the Ketchum shift. And what it allows you to do is to punch with a power shot, step through and then hit with another power shot. And that's what's catching Patchy unawares at the moment, is Magomed's ability to travel through with power shots.
Big John McCarthy, who won that round?
It is a very close round, and volume-wise, you got to go with Patchy Mix.
Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? Fight!
That Magomedov was able to land 2 big shots that definitely hurt Patchy Mix. He wins the round, 10-9.
Back to the action we go. Magomedov switching stances here early in round number 2. Magomed Magomedov is in the whites. Patchy Mix is in the black.
Here's the guillotine.
Moment of truth, gentlemen, the moment of truth.
Here we go. Patchy Mix has got his hands together, hunting for that neck. Magomed,
what have you learned in the last 2 years? That's the question that was just asked, and he answered it, I thought, very well.
Double unders here for Patty Mix. Patchy is just always making you react to something, even when you're in the top position.
Gets the underhook, goes for the half guard. He's going to try and either build himself up here into a dogfight position, or he's going to try and sweep and roll him through.
Patchy Mix works back to his feet and all the way out.
He's got to put something behind that jab. He knows now that Magomed is going to keep wading forward with big punches. He's got the confidence from the exchange in the first round. And I have to say, I love having John McCarthy on the broadcast. I learn something every time he speaks. Patchy's trying to figure out how he's going to approach this. I think he expected the jab to start to open some options up for him, but Magomed is being very, very difficult to read.
Dan, one thing we've never considered or discussed is Patchy Mix doing the wrestling. Patchy Mix closing the distance and getting on top. Is that something that we can expect him to do?
I don't know as we're going to see that. I mean, if he needs to, absolutely, but that's really where he's going to burn unnecessary energy against Magomedov. I would expect him to really try and start picking up his striking output and encourage Magomedov to level change himself. But as you say, Chael, you know, he might need to do something different soon.
Oh, switch knee attempt there from Mix.
If that was the other knee, that could have been an early night.
The jab is finding its home now for Patchy Mix, halfway through round 2.
Sean, I hear you on that. I don't disagree. I would just counter to tell you that Magomedov is getting more comfortable comfortable as well. He threw more air balls in the first 2 minutes of this fight than he did in the next 6.
Well, and you guys both talked about the confidence built there in that first round, and I think it's increased his volume here in round 2 as well, although now Patchy Mix is more on the offensive.
A little bit of a war cry there from Magomedov, trying to psych himself up here. He is fighting himself on the back foot this round, and he might be losing some of the momentum that he was able to gain in the first. That was a lovely right hook from Patchy. And there's the jab. Very nice, very sharp.
And that one compromised the balance, at least for a brief second, for Magomedov, who lands his own right hand in response.
Man, when Magomedov travels forward with his boxing, he does a real good job of landing cleanly. I also wonder how much Patchy Mix was expecting Magomed to come out southpaw and match his stance. Little fake knee there. Patchy stinging with the jab. And you can see him cutting his opponent off with that right hook now. He's going to keep squeezing Magomed into that choke point against the fence. Level change there, nice short elbow on the inside from Magomedov, and a body shot.
Straight right to the body, and follows it with a kick. That same kick goes down to the leg, and then he tests it high. The right leg prowess on display there. Another jab.
This is a guy that understands how his body works. Understands where his advantages are and how to exploit it.
Absolutely.
Third round underway. Sean O'Connell, Chael Sonnen, Dan Hardy, cage side. Patchy Mix, Magomed Magomedov in a rematch for a Bellator Bantamweight title. Big John McCarthy, how did you score round number 2?
Yeah, we go back to, we're looking for damage in the round. We didn't have any real damage. We did have a good submission attack.
He's got this.
Here's another. Another.
He's got it. I think he's got this guillotine.
That is very tight.
Man,
Magomedov is buying himself some space with that right shoulder.
He needs to clear the arm. That's what he did last time. He went from arm in guillotine to taking the arm out and going neck only. And that's where he's in the position now. Watch him retract this top arm. He's going to pull the left arm out and he's going to go for the hand. He's going to try and get his hands together. Body triangle as well. He can even take the top position here.
Magomedov is on the way out. Great fight for Magomed Magomedov.
That counts big on the scorecards.
Had to be feeling a little deja vu there, Dan.
Well, we have to remember he had 2 attempts before he got the final guillotine finish in that last fight. And he actually said that to us. He said he made the same mistake 3 times in the first fight. Steps over, tries to clear the leg. Good scramble from Magomed, who takes a knee as he stands.
Beautiful timing on the knee. Patchy Mix showing great understanding of the rules. As soon as Magomedov has 2 points of contact on the mat, he throws that knee. Didn't mean to jump all over you, by the way, Big John McCarthy. Just thought that we might be getting a finish there, so appreciate you weighing in.
It was very close, but right now it's an even fight.
Good left hand, and then Patchy Mix eats a right. Body kick from Magomedov as well. Halfway through round number 3. Chael, we're seeing the jab land for Patchy Mix. Do you want to see him build combinations off of it?
Yes. I feel that Patchy Mix has thought early, and perhaps I'm saying because I thought it early. He can reach out and touch him.
That was a beautiful left hand over the top.
Another left, another right. Magomedov tried to measure these strokes. He lands another, and once again,
chest, it's a mistake.
Once again, he goes chest to chest, grabs the underhooks.
It's muscle memory. It's just muscle memory. He's not meaning to do that. He hurts the guy, he steps in. It's how he fights every fight. It's just not what he wanted to do tonight.
Good knees to the body there from Patchy. Getting time to clear his head here from those punching combinations. But again, Magomed, just 90 seconds, over 90 seconds left in the third round. That may have been enough to win that exchange big.
Well, it makes it even more interesting because of the guillotine attempt earlier in this round. So both guys had some dangerous moments for the opponent, making the judges' job very difficult here in the third frame.
This is the thing for me, with submission attempts and clean strikes are not made equal. A guillotine leaves you with no damage on your opponent, but that damage stays with Patchy Mix for the rest of the fight. The submission attempt does not equate, in my opinion, and this is where we need Big John again. Doesn't equate in the same way as that punchy combinations from Magomed.
My coach Jeremy Horn always judges rounds based on who came closer to finishing the fight. Is that the right way to do it? Big John, maybe you can weigh in mid-round here. Both of these guys had moments. Magomed continuing to have some moments.
You got to think, if damage is a scoring criteria, how do you score a guillotine for damage?
It is a fascinating argument that has gone in circles. And you're right, if we could ever get some clarity, but that's a tough one. I mean, I think maybe even John to explain it to us, it's hard rhetorically. Right, well, the judges will tell you, we know it when we see it. Oh, a little body shot there. Patchy Mix, for arguably being the best 35-pounder in the world, and this particular fight is limited in one regard, right? There's 3 places to fight, and he can do 2 of them. He's not, when he's hurt, going for the wrestling.
Telling him to use the jab more, but that's how he's being countered at the moment. Yeah. He's got to jab with confidence, get his shoulder in front of his chin because he's leaving his head high at the moment.
Or Dan, even offer a different jab, a different rhythm. The same jab, why not go to the chest or a double beat or step outside? I mean, I really think he's getting time, and I think just jab work might be bad advice, respectfully.
You know, I think Patchy Mix felt like he was going to be able to jab and jab against the orthodox stance fighter. But when he switches to southpaw, same as Patchy Mix, he's coming over that lead shoulder and hurting him bad.
Big John McCarthy, how'd we score at round number 3? A close one.
Very close, and you're taking a look at that guillotine choke. It was on, and it had to be defended for a long time. He was not put down by the strikes. A lot of guys you're looking at, they have to be put down for that strike to say it's that damaging. It definitely landed heavy, but I would go with the guillotine attack and the early attack of Patchy Mix, and I have him up 2 rounds to 1.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you, Big John. And I think a case can be made both ways, which is why the job of judges is so difficult. Now Patchy Mix wrestling here.
I am surprised by that analysis, but guys, if Big John's right, which he usually is, we're looking at a totally different next 2 rounds. I mean, that changes everything if Mix is up.
It's strange how often the middle round is the swing round in a 5-round fight.
You know, Mix has had moments up against the fence like that. I don't know why he breaks that free. I feel like just with that height, he gets that underhook. I feel like he's controlling the time there. Is that cage door open, by the way, right behind him? Is that cage door open?
No, it looks like it because the corner pad. I thought that myself. We have these cage door inspectors. They check those doors really well before the start of each round. Better pressure from Patchy Mix here. Good counter strikes though, around the top, around the sides and over the top from Magomedov. I won't be surprised if we see Patchy Mix throw that rear knee again. We've seen him have success with it before. And I think he's starting to see, there it is, look. I think he's starting to recognize that Magomed is either level changing for the body shot or he's level changing to try and get away from this jab.
Mix is starting to alter his lead attack. We've seen him go with the short hook and the jab. Good combination and response there from Magomedov.
We can't deny that Magomedov has now found his range. I mean, he is not throwing air balls. He's reaching out and touching somebody with everything. I will also concede that Mix is the one standing his ground or backing him up, and I don't think that was part of Magomedov's plan.
But if it becomes a close fight, center control is a big part.
Sure.
You know, we go back to that, we go back to aggression, we keep stripping down the scoring criteria. Of course, you know, damage and success with your techniques is highest, but if it's a very close round, Patchy is dominating the center right now, and that does count for something. There's that counter again. It's every time Magomed switches to southpaw. I say that and he lands it from the other side. We can definitely see the improvements in Magomedov's game.
Oh yeah. Well, he's very disciplined with his game plan. I mean, there's no more guessing. We know he does not plan to take this to the ground.
That left hand snuck through for Magomed. That slapping hook again from Patchy Mix.
You talk about who's winning a fight, guys. Generally, the fighters do know who's winning the fight. And I only tell you that because judging by body language, Magomedov thinks that he is. Well, he's told himself, I'm not going to take it to the ground. The caveat to that is I'm not going to take him to the ground if I can beat him on the feet. And it's not that he's failed at takedown attempts. He has not gone for takedown attempts. I think Magomedov at least thinks he's winning.
Oh, right hand snuck through again. Then the knee. A smile from Patchy Mix. That time he angled properly.
Little clash of heads there. Nice knee on the inside.
Patchy Mix. Final 10 of round number 4. One more round in this championship fight. Patchy Mix, Magomed Magomedov for one more round.
Sir, you ready?
World title gold on the line. Big John, how's it scored right now?
Right now, I have this fight even going into the 5th round. I believe both fighters need this round to win this fight. You're taking a look and talking about he's the champion. He's the guy that, you know, you're going to have to beat him. If you beat him, there is no champion right now in the middle of that ring. There are 2 fighters fighting for that belt. Patchy Mix and Magomed Magomedov. Both guys have the opportunity to win it by winning this round.
Thank you, Big John. And you got to believe that that's what the corner of Magomed Magomedov just told him. You go out and win this round, you're the Bantamweight World Champion. You've avenged the only man who finished you in your career. Body kick there from Magomedov.
Oh. You got him. Stay right there. Hey,
Without seeing the replay, I will tell you, fellas, I heard it. I know what the sound of hitting a cup is, and I heard it.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
I know he lifted, but he still
Not
got
intentional.
it.
Oh, there it is. And look, that was close as well.
Over here. Tell me when you're ready, yes? Look at me.
Oh!
Look, okay, 5 minutes. Hey, just stay over here for me, right? Yeah.
The under portion with the toes, and that is as politely as I can put it. Oh, that is a different pain, fellas.
That's a horrible toe poke.
Totally inadvertent, happens with the open stances, and right back to the furious pace.
He didn't want to give him a break. He's not fully recovered. He didn't want to give him the break. I respect it.
Good sharp knee there from Patchy Mix. Magomed Magomedov staying aggressive here in round 5.
Yeah. Patchy's doing a good job of rallying in this fight. He's not out of the trouble yet because those hands are still coming over the top. But he does seem to be taking a bit more control of this round. elbow on the inside from Patchy Mix. Oh,
good right hand there from Magomed as Mix comes in right in front of the broadcast position.
Which is a concession that Mix did not like how the back and forth on the feet was going.
Patchy's got both ankles or both legs here, but I just don't think he's going to be able to pull these out with the control. Oh, now he might be able to. Slides up to a body lock. Tries to step over the leg, but this is where Magomedov is going to be challenged every day on the mats with Khabib.
Good for Patchy for going for it. I think Patchy underestimated himself, quite frankly. I think he could have gone to a couple of those attacks earlier in the fight.
Good change of direction here. Magomedov making Patchy chase. Now he's heavy on a sprawl. Forcing Mix to go on the defensive.
That was a good knee on the inside from Magomed. I wouldn't feel confident if I was Patchy here. I feel like he needs to be really working.
I like that exchange, actually. I'm glad that that happened. I'm glad that Mix mixed up his arsenal.
90 seconds left in the last round.
Mix is still walking him down, guys. Just gonna point that out. We don't go to damage, we default to cage control, and Mix is having it all night, in my opinion.
Well, if you're talking about visible damage as well, it's the face of Magomed Magomedov that looks worse for the wear right now. The knee just misses for Magomedov, and Mix doggedly pursuing a takedown in round number 5.
I love that Mix is trying this, because he's better at it than he thinks.
Chael, tell me as a wrestler, is this potentially where long arms become a disadvantage?
Yes, oh, most definitely. Once Mix gets him against the cage, and Dan, it used to be a thing that has really changed in our sport. If a wrestler pushed you in the fence, he was going to drop down, grab a double, and you were going to the mat. These guys from Dagestan are now changing, they're changing the angle of their feet. Once you go against the fence, they're pushing him right up against it. Oh, it just happened for a moment. If they go back to the fence, I'll point it out again, but it's a very interesting defense. And it's changed who's in charge there.
Final 20 seconds, both corners calling for a final statement from their fighter. Last 10. Swing and a miss from Magomed.
Risky game.
A knee up the middle from Patchy.
Both fighters believe they won. They're both going to throw their hands up in just a moment. They both believe they won. Both of their corners are not sure, and I am with the corners. I don't know at this point.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's world title fight, we go the distance. So we go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first, Dave Peabody, scores the fight 49-46. He sees the contest for Magomedov. Your second judge at cage side, Hadi Ali, 48-47, scoring the fight for Mix. Your third and final judge at cage side, Mark Collette, 48-47, seeing it for the winner by split decision. And still, Bellator Bantamweight World Champion, Patchy Mix.
The streak continues for Patchy Mix. Not everybody in the building agrees with the decision, but the man will take home his Bellator belt. He will take home the hand of his fiancée, Tatiana Suarez, who is in the corner all night. What a talk about
all right, I'm going to do
weekend.
a quick interview while the champ is talking to his opponent. I'm going to ask his fiancée and the world's top contender, how did you have that fight, Tatiana?
Obviously, I had it Pat winning, so.
Were you surprised with this split decision?
Yeah, so I was. I thought he won all. I thought he won the rounds.
And by the way, I know he proposed to you last night. What'd you say?
I said yes.
Are you still thinking about it?
No.
Congratulations, Tatiana. All right, champ, I gotta tell you, that might be the best that you've ever looked. What did you think when he wasn't trying to engage you with wrestling?
You know, I thought I had the guillotine in the third. I used a lot of energy. He brought a different game, you know. He had a different game plan. I thought he'd come in here wrestle, but he came in here and struck. You know, I had a good camp. I had a good weight cut. I think he just came prepared, and, you know, this is 2 high-level guys, so he just, you know, it was a high-level contested fight, you know, for sure.
Mark Chevet, could you tell the French audience what's going on here?
Effectivement, on demandait à Patchy tout simplement sa réaction. On pensait qu'on allait avoir un peu plus de travail au sol, un peu plus de grappling, de lutte. Et effectivement, Patchy nous dit tout simplement, c'est ce que j'ai pu entendre avec le bruit environnant, tout simplement qu'il a pu s'adapter à ce que son adversaire lui a proposé et que finalement ça a bien fonctionné.
Patchy, a lot of pressure on you. I can't help but look over your shoulder. You got something on your phone there. Is that something you wanted to share with the audience, or is that private?
No, it's my mom, you know. She just messaged me. I want to make sure she knows I'm good, you know. So, you know, but big shout out. My next fight, you know, I see Leandro. He goes out here. He made weight, you know. I think, you know, he was a backup here. So, Leandro, you know, me versus another Brazilian, I think it'd be a tough fight, and I'm looking ahead.
Qu'est-ce que tu as sur ton téléphone? T'arrêtes pas de regarder les messages. Est-ce que tu veux partager avec nous ce qui se passe sur ton téléphone? Et effectivement, Patchy Mix nous dit non, pas du tout. Je pense simplement à mon prochain combat et j'ai hâte d'y être. J'ai hâte tout simplement d'en découdre.
Patchy, on a personal note, I hope your mother is well. You made a wonderful choice with Tatiana here. Congratulations. Is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest to these French fans?
You know, shout out to Stake.com, the best place to bet. And follow my boy Skinny Bets on Instagram, man. Baby, let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, champion of the world, please give it up for Patchy Mix.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now.